Hey everyone, Nathan here from JS Powersports, and today I'm going to walk you through what it takes to convert a Polaris IQ race sled to ride it on the trail or in the mountains. This video is way long overdue, but we actually didn't have smartphones back then, and the best video resolution was like 240, which would totally suck. But let's just go through the basics. First thing you're going to need to trail ride is a bigger fuel tank. And you can buy just the tank alone, or you can get the tank kit, which will come with the bra, which will cover up this, and it'll look a lot nicer and not turn yellow over time. The bras come black, but they can be vinyl dyed to many different colors. After that, you're going to want to get a jet kit, and we sell those. We also sell clutch kits. We also sell gearing kits, so that you can gear it up and get a little bit more fuel mileage and so on out of there. You might also want to consider doing a different track. The race tracks have anywhere from 1 7/8 to 1 3/4 lugs. It's a bit much for the trail. You'll burn through high facts really fast. And if you go to a shorter lug track like an 1 3/8 Cobra or an 1.5 Intense with some picks, you'll get great traction and more lubrication down underneath here. Now you're also going to want to get extra bogey wheels put on there. Some models you can do 6. You see the 2 interior ones there that protect that lower shock mount and eyelet. And then we've got 4, 2 on each side for the outers to protect the high facts so you don't burn through them quite as fast. Now we poured our running boards. We add grip strips of some sort so your boots have some traction. Knee pads are kind of handy as an accessory. We've got a few of these bags left, I believe. That's more of an accessory. We've got all the hand guards with the mounts that come out and around, which are really handy to have. And then you can get the vent kits for the hood if you want. You got intake vent kits for up here, all from frog skins. And this one here, this started off as a 440. We converted it to a 600 HO. And you've got to take the brake duct out in order to get the oil injection system in here, which I also highly recommend if you want your engines to last. Get the oil injection, put it on there, and of course we sell the kits and all that stuff for it. This one has an aftermarket silencer from Skins, which sounds pretty nice. Some of the newer ones are a little louder, but there is the large clutch cover bag. This thing is huge. It fits all kinds of stuff. It velcros on and off there, so it's easy to remove. We also have an underhood storage bag. This sits right on top of the engine when it's down, and you can warm up a pair of gloves, dry out a pair of goggles, something like that if you need to do so. Now, with the rest of the conversion, as I mentioned, clutching and gearing, this stuff's on the website. You can tell us what you're going to use the sled for, and we can get you set up that way. When you order a jet kit, we look at your altitude and where you're located, and we get you the proper or appropriate jetting, which will work for most people. If not, holler us. We can try a different route on that. Some people like to go with the taller windshields. Not all this stuff is still available, but most of them are. Not all the colors are available. We do some custom graphics as well. Shock covers, colored skis and toes, or loops, whatever you want to call them. We've got some aftermarket bumpers, and there's a shovel and a cargo net on this stretched one here. We 144'd this. So this is a tunnel extension, rail extensions, longer high facts, and we do this for mountain riding. It's got the newer RMK style snow flap on it, so the snow will blow right through there. You're not going to be dragging your snow flap bad. And there's a couple white windshields there on that one. I don't know what that other one's for. Anyways, back here we have cargo net. Got a pair of snow paws stuffed underneath here. But down inside here is a rear heat exchanger. And we've cut out the factory crossover hose cover so that it kind of goes up and around and keeps it kind of hidden. And there's where you can't hardly tell that it's been done, but that adds extra cooling to the sled. We've also got some tow hooks down here. And there are some smaller clutch cover bags that some people will come back here and they'll mount them here in the tunnel. And that gives you a little extra storage. Sometimes people will mount them on both sides. Now this is the 8.8 gallon tank on this one, so it's hidden underneath the seat. We kind of like it that way. It gives the sled more of the original look. But we do have a 10.5 and a 12.5 available for the IQR chassis. When you get into the Axis chassis, got different hood vents for that. Quick detach kits to make kind of like the old ones were, where you can flip these hoods on and off real easy. And what else was I going to say? Oh, the new tank for the EFI. So we've got oil injection for the new EFI sleds, and also the new tank. I think it's 11.8 gallons, something like that. Anyways, it's on the website, jspowersports.com. Now, another key thing that you're going to want to do on your sled is revalve the shocks. This is really, really vital. This stuff comes super stiff from the factory because it was meant for snowcross. And so what we do, it's not always available because we don't always have extra people for service, but we revalve suspension, which will make this a lot more plush of a ride. So you can actually get some suspension out of this thing and some trail riding done without beating yourself to death. Now, if you don't, basically it's two things. You want to have the shocks revalved, and any good suspension guy can do that for you. And then you're going to want to buy the softer springs so that everything works together. And once it's set up right, these sleds will weight shift. They will take off like crazy, pull the skis, and freaking haul. And they're a blast to ride. But you kind of got to do everything, or you'll be suffering in other areas. The guys that do not revalve suspension, or they try to ride it, first off, their body takes a toll. But the second thing that normally happens is the mounting holes get all egged out here and down below on the suspension. These will get egged out as well. And in the worst case scenario, I've heard of a couple guys that have called in and said that it egged out up there on their, where that mount is for the front torque arm, and broke the rails and stuck them through the track. And that's a pretty expensive mistake because you're talking $600-700 for a track, a couple $100 for studs. The rails are around $600 a piece, and all the time and effort to put it all back together. So I highly recommend get the shocks redone, get the softer springs. It's way cheaper than a single one of those other parts would be. What else? Let's cover a little bit on the snow flaps. We've got longer, well, this is a snow flap extension, and then we have some of the longer snow flaps too. And it's really important that when you're seated on that sled, that it is touching the ground in the back. All these deeper lug tracks will kick up a ton of snow, and then nobody behind you can see you, and the last thing you want is somebody smacking you in the rear end there, unless she's really cute. Another thing on the mountain conversions is because of the angle back here, where the taillight would normally mount, we have separate mounts where you can, and a wire harness cover, which is right there in the middle, if you can see that. And that way you can run your wiring back here, and you've got a light back here where people can actually see it again. Now, if you're into colored accessories, once again, we have all the colored handguards. We've got colored grips in just about every color of the rainbow, and colored skis for some of them, and colored bogey wheels, colored high facts, so you can kind of set your sled apart from other people's by adding some color to it. And then on our website, you'll find a tech support section which will walk you through every single thing that we do to convert the 440s, the 440s to 600s, the 600Rs, and there's a small section on the 600 fuel injection. And if you take some time and read through that stuff, you'll see what we do. Most of it's linked to the products that we sell that go along with it. Then on the right-hand side, there's a link that goes into modifications, troubleshooting, things like that. There's a whole section in there that will go through fuel-related issues, electronic-related issues, and how to tune your low end on your sled. All that stuff's on the site there. So take a minute, go through. We took a lot of time to put a lot of data out there to help everyone have a great time out riding with a reliable, fun running sled. So yeah, have a look. You got any questions? Shoot us an email. In the tech support section, there is a part that will basically, it's like a spec sheet. It asks all kinds of questions like what's your clutching, what's your jetting, what's your gearing, etc., etc. And once you fill that stuff out, then you can email that over and we can go through that and look and see if there's any things that we would change for you. And we provide tech support for the parts that we sell, not for other people's stuff. So if you do order stuff from other people, you'll need to call them on that. But basically, we can get you outfitted from head to toe with all kinds of gear. We've got FXR, Climb, a little bit of Motorfist left, Artiva, and Fly Racing. There's a few other brands that we carry. We got boots, gloves, helmets, you name it, we got it. Anything you need for snowmobiling, we can pretty much either have it or can get it. So give us a call, send us an email, hit us up on Facebook. We've got a couple groups on Facebook. One's for trail conversion. The other one's just kind of the rowdy group for IQRs, which will cover anything that anyone wants to do on them. And just be respectful in the groups, otherwise you'll get the boot. No scammers, you'll also get the boot. But yeah, jump on, get some information, meet some people, go out and ride, have a great time. And I want to thank everyone for their years and years of support. And if you like the content, hit like, hit subscribe. We'll try to add on some more videos and some more areas. Maybe mention something in the comments, and we'll see if we can't shoot a video for you. Other than that, have a great time riding. Thanks for supporting JS Powersports.